My name is Daniel Hayes. I'm 52. For over a decade, I believed I was married to someone I could grow old with. Her name was Lydia. Stunning, magnetic. The kind of woman who turned every head when she entered a room. We'd been married 9 years. At 6:07 a.m. on a rainy Tuesday morning in late October, I found a note on the granite counter beside my untouched coffee. The air smelled faintly of lavender, her perfume. But Lydia was gone. No goodbye, no suitcases, just silence and that note. I'm leaving. I've found someone younger, someone who actually knows how to make me feel alive again. Don't bother calling me. It's over. I deserve better. I stared at those words for what felt like an eternity. I didn't cry. I didn't throw anything. Instead, I folded the note, set it down beside my steaming mug, and listened. The house was too quiet, too still. She hadn't just walked out. She'd peeled her presence from the walls, like she'd never existed. But something strange nestled beneath the pain. Not rage, not despair, relief. Or maybe the exhaustion of finally letting go of the lie we'd been living. You see, Lydia was chaos cloaked in elegance. Over the years, her financial choices started feeling less like carelessness and more like sabotage. Maxed out cards, secret credit lines, spa retreats she won, but somehow billed to our joint account. I covered for her, time and again, lied to friends, explained away overdrafts, restructured debt to keep our house from foreclosure, all while she glowed at dinner parties, dressed in clothes I hadn't bought and jewels I hadn't gifted. But 6 months ago, the mask started slipping. She stopped coming home before midnight, locked her phone, made cryptic calls in the bathroom. And when I asked where she was or who she was with, she looked at me like I'd insulted her. We stopped being husband and wife, became roommates, ghosts sharing a roof. I didn't know it then, but she wasn't just preparing to leave me. She was laying the groundwork for something darker. Lydia's father, Walter Langston, was a titan in Midwestern manufacturing. He built Langston Precision from a tool shed in Kearney, Nebraska, into a regional powerhouse. He was old school, earned his first million, wearing work boots and oil-stained denim, respected by everyone who knew him. When I married Lydia, Walter welcomed me like a son. He admired my background in construction management, said I reminded him of who he used to be. She needs someone grounded, he'd told me, eyes twinkling. Someone who understands that loyalty isn't just a word. 3 years ago, he asked me to lunch at a quiet steakhouse just outside Lincoln. I need your help, he said. Privately. He wanted to create a separate business account, not tied to the company's main books. He hesitated, because Lydia has access. And lately, she's been poking around, asking about trusts, life insurance, liquidity. His voice cracked slightly. I trust you, Daniel. I know you won't let this money vanish. We opened the account together. $240,000 in a private commercial fund. Only our names were on it. No mention of Lydia. Not even a hint. He made me promise to keep it secret. I honored that promise. Until Lydia found a way in. She started small, innocent-seeming questions at first. How's work? Walter's still expanding. You ever worry about how old he's getting? Then I caught her going through my file cabinet one night when she thought I was asleep. When I confronted her, she brushed it off. I was looking for stamps. That morning, after she left, the silence told me everything. I wasn't the victim of a whim. I was the mark in a long con. At 8:42 a.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. It was Horizon Central Bank's fraud detection team. Mr. Hayes, we've seen some suspicious activity on a business account ending in 5243. Did you authorize a $70,000 cash withdrawal at our Central Avenue branch? I froze. 10 minutes later, another call. This time, $90,000 had vanished. The teller verified the identity, a woman with state-issued ID. Clean signature. Security questions answered perfectly. At 9:17 a.m., Walter called. He didn't sound angry. He sounded wounded. Daniel, what the hell is going on? Someone cleaned out the expansion fund. Bank says it was authorized by someone with full access. That can't be you. I gripped the counter until my knuckles turned white. Walter, I said. Lydia left me this morning. She took everything she could. She thought that account was mine. Silence. So she's stealing from me to punish you, he said, almost whispering. Yes. It felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. By noon, Walter and I were sitting in a bank office, watching security footage of Lydia in designer sunglasses, calmly handing her ID to a teller. She looked like she was going to brunch, not committing a felony. She used her maiden name, the manager explained. Everything matched. She even answered your backup security question. Mr. Langston, your first dog's name. Walter didn't speak for a long time. Then he said, I need you to call the police. Report it. Now, I wasn't sure if he meant me or the manager, but someone made the call. That afternoon, I drove around town like a madman, tried to trace her steps, called her sister, her yoga instructor, the resort she loved in Sedona. Nothing. Then at 3:49 p.m., another alert hit my phone. She'd used a stolen credit card to check into a boutique hotel in St. Cloud, Minnesota, over 300 miles away. I called Walter. She's in St. Cloud, staying under the name L. Gray. Good, he said. My attorney just that night, he gathered the family. His brother, his niece, Lydia's cousins, everyone who'd worked with him or stood beside him during the business's rise. He laid out the full betrayal, the embezzlement, the secret account, the arrest warrant. She thought she was gutting Daniel, he said, but she gutted all of us. Lydia's cousin, Aaron, wept openly. Her brother muttered something about shame. No one tried to defend her. The next day, U.S. Marshals found Lydia at the hotel spa, sipping champagne in a white robe, oblivious to the warrant with her name on it. She was charged with grand larceny, wire fraud, and identity theft. Bail was denied. When I visited her in jail a week later, she looked nothing like the woman I'd once married. Her hair was limp. Her eyes were vacant. I did this for us, she whispered. I thought you were hiding money. I thought you were preparing to abandon me. You abandoned yourself, I said. But you can fix this. You can talk to my dad. I did. She went pale. And he's the one pressing charges. Because you didn't just betray me. Lydia, you stole from the man who loved you most. She started crying. Not graceful tears. Animalistic, messy sobs. I'm sorry, she said. Please, please don't let them take me. I stood. You left a note, remember? About finding someone better. Well, maybe you did. But I found something better too. A life without you. She reached for me as the guard came in. Daniel, please. I walked away without turning back. 3 months later, Lydia Langston was sentenced to 6 years in state prison with no possibility of parole for 4. She was also ordered to repay $240,000 in restitution. Walter mortgaged part of his home to cover payroll that winter. The expansion was delayed. 24 employees almost lost their jobs. But justice, at least, was served. I kept the house, rebuilt my credit, and when Walter invited me to help manage operations at Langston Precision, I accepted, not because I needed the job, but because it felt like the right place to heal. Sometimes, the people who try to destroy you are already halfway destroyed themselves. All you have to do is let them finish what they started.